back, and before I get into this topic about flying cars, I just want to announce that there is going to be one more change in the date for the satellite launch of the GOES-R. NASA just announced that it now is going to be November 19th at approximately 4 p.m. Okay, so Uber just recently announced flying cars. So I know this isn't a topic that has to do with astrophysics or any type of space science, but I thought it was really cool because it's technology, it's part of science, which I thought was really awesome. So Uber just actually recently released a paper and a statement actually suggesting that they would actually be looking into research on VTOLs, which just stands for Virtual Takeoff and Landing. About a month ago at the Nantucket conference, Jeff Holden, who is Uber's product director, actually announced that he was doing research on VTOLs and doing research on the VTOL aircrafts. And then on October 27th, Uber released a 98-page paper explaining how they're actually going to be running a VTOL business. Their statement actually says that it's going to be a simple plan, it's going to be cost-effective, efficient, and it's actually going to be green. So what they actually are going to be doing to make it green is it's going to be electric powered, of course, via electric propulsion systems with zero emissions. This is what their statement says. Actually say that they're going to be cutting down the time from what can be a 2-hour car ride down to 18 minutes. And what initially would cost as a $111 car ride will maybe start out at $129 when the system is first being created. But then over time they plan to cut it down to about $20 since it will be like a carpool, it's going to be ride sharing. And then on top of that, the more they use these vehicles, the better use they get out of it and the more money they start to make, so they'll be cutting down the price. They also say it will be included in the actual Uber app, so you'll actually be able to compare the time and the distance it'll take if you were to do walking or by car versus the VTOL aircraft. You also have the option to take an Uber car ride between launch pads. Now let me explain the VTOL pads. So because it's a virtual takeoff landing, it needs to actually take off and land on a pad type of material. So these materials, we need to have specific locations, and we need to have locations where we can charge the vehicles, just like how our cars need to be either refueled, or if you have an electric Tesla car, that it can be charged. So with the VTOLs, they actually plan to be having either vertiports or vertistops. A vertiport would be a lot larger. It would be more of, think more like an airport, but on a smaller scale, where you do have multiple launch pads and multiple locations where you can charge each vehicle. And then you have vertistops. So a vertistop would be if you were to go from point A to point B, instead of going to exactly maybe where your grandma's house is located, you would go a few blocks away, and in the ride you can actually get also an Uber car that would be combined with the cost to take the car from the vertistop to grandma's house type of thing. This actually would probably be good for is commuters who actually maybe will be flying into an airport, like what I'm actually going to be doing when I fly to Orlando. It's about a 2-hour drive to get to NASA Kennedy Space Center. So for me, if there was actually a VTOL, I could take that, which would probably take about 25 minutes and cost right now, if it was just released, an equivalent to an Uber ride, which I was looking up, which would be $160 for me to be taking an Uber from the airport in Orlando to NASA Kennedy Space Center. So this would be useful for those who are actually traveling and maybe can't rent a car or can't drive. I just really want to share it with you guys because it's like, I don't know, it's cool and stuff, and thought you guys would like it. Next week I'm going to do a video on the neural lace, so definitely stay tuned, and if you guys haven't subscribed, feel free to if you'd like to. Have a wonderful week, guys. Take care. Bye.